Based on some of the issues currently being experienced within my organization, I decided to explore the possibility of integrating two separate roles with similar customer service goals. Before and during implementation, there are a number of ways in which employees will need to become engaged in organizational change in order to make this transition successful. The two roles set for integration are Role 1 and Role 2. Role 1 provides patients with information related to diagnosis, treatment, side effects, and more. The information that they're trained on is compiled in a database that allows them to educate patients on important cancer information. Because their phone number is the primary number for our organization, about 50% of their call volume is calls that need to be transferred to someone in Role 2, resulting in about 2 to 3 extra minutes of call or wait time. Both roles use similar databases that could easily be accessed to be shared with patients and provide them with a much simpler, streamlined experience. So what changes are being considered? Only one: role integration. It may be helpful to downplay the complexity of the change to employees. As much as we want to maintain transparency, we also don't want to overwhelm employees. Employees will only become stressed if they know all the legwork that goes into integrating two separate departments and how many other departments will also have to change due to this much larger change that sort of umbrellas over the entire center. Isaacson states that during change, we need to consider the entire system, and this includes, most importantly, people, but also context, content, and method. All those affected will be briefed in small group meetings regarding who will be involved in the role integration, what the process is going to be, what results we're hoping to achieve, and how we plan to use CPS to achieve these goals. Isaacson suggests providing a creativity briefing to see if CPS is an appropriate tool, and during this time introduce employees to some common CPS language. During this training, we'll also do a creativity activity that allows employees to describe their level and style of creativity. Our goal is to show employees that this change is not just to save money and meet goals, as some changes have in the past, but also to provide employees with the opportunity to give feedback on how this change could be most beneficial to patients. It will be crucial to let employees know that we all have the same goal in mind. We want to help others, but we also don't want everything to become a million times more challenging. By having one central line that patients call into to meet all of their informational and resource-based needs, this will cut down on wait time for patients, but it will also double the amount of employees providing support to patients. Employees will undoubtedly have more information that they need to share, but there will also be a smaller ratio of available employees to incoming calls. I'll be the first to admit it. If you tell me there's going to be food somewhere, you can count me in. Throughout training, we'll make sure to provide plenty of brain food to keep employees happy and satisfied. I know this sounds really simple, but hey, it works. Employees are aware that due to working in a nonprofit, raises are very hard to come by, but luckily food is one thing that can often be donated to our organization because businesses are able to get tax breaks. The need for appropriate rewards that match hard work is understood, but luckily a majority of our workers enter this line of work to help others, and monetary compensation is not a top priority. Communication is key, and our organization has already created an environment with a lot of open dialogue. Employees are frequently invited to have discussions or direct any questions to the CEO. Keep in mind that this is a national organization. As for motivational language theory, Mayfield found in a 2015 study that every 10% increase in leader communication and motivating language results in a 2.5% increase in employee decision-making. Also, Sullivan in an earlier study hypothesized that leader speech was uncertainty reducing, showed unconditional regard, and aligned employee mental schemas with those of the organization, which has been validated in a number of later studies. It's crucial to give employees a feeling of ownership and make them feel that they want to work on this change. Make them feel that they have the power to make this change within the organization, and also that they can imagine this having a huge impact on patient satisfaction with their experience within our organization. We plan to address unique challenges and recognize employee differences. What worries different people, and how can we work to overcome these uncertainties? Lastly, we recognize that every employee excels in a different area. We plan to use this to our advantage and allow employees to anonymously share advice for a certain area of expertise. We will share these tips with all employees to empower all of those who are going to be undertaking this change process together. Thank you for listening.